All right. What's going on, family? Welcome back to another episode of DNN Live, the podcast. This is where we're going to continue our second episode on Black History Month. All right, and I'd like to introduce my two beautiful co-hosts, 10 Talents and T-Dub.
Hey.
All right, all
Hey,
right, all
what's up,
right.
T-Berg?
Yes. You know, we're going to continue this Black History Month.
Yes.
All right. So we got a lot to talk about. You know, we're covering Black inventors. All right, which, you know, there's a lot of Black entrepreneurs, Black inventors out here that have been whitewashed. You know, completely eliminated from the history books,
Yeah, that's right.
and that's a problem. All right, I think that's another reason why they don't want to put, you know, critical race theory in the schools. All right, because that'll force them to start pushing more Black history in the
Telling
schools.
the truth.
Yeah,
Yep.
right. You know, these are things that we don't know about. I mean, there's adults, okay,
No,
that are not educated on their Black
right, but
history. Good.
Kentucky Fried Chicken's recipe was from a Black woman.
And
And
so
so
did
was,
with Tennessee liquor.
yeah, and so was,
Well,
what is it? What was I getting ready to say? What was it? Coke. Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah. Yep, Coca-Cola.
Wow. Yeah. See, that's what I mean, man. You know, there's so many
Yep. The
Black
straightening
inventors out here.
cone.
Oh yeah, you know we entered it. We
Yeah.
invented that.
wait a minute, the drawer to stoplight, the dresser drawer to stoplight, the freezers that take food back and forth,
Yes.
the desk
The
drawer.
light
We can go
bulb.
on and on.
The cell
Anything that
phone.
you use every day, the cell phone, anything that you use every day was invented by a Black person. Look it up. I'm not just talking.
No, we got
It was
facts.
invented by a Black person.
Right.
And
And
they
the
gave them
reason why
pennies and stole their idea.
there's
Yep.
a reason why the Sphinx don't have the noses when you go to Egypt. The Sphinx, the big giant, the Sphinx don't have the noses because they cut them off so that you wouldn't know they were Black. If you go into the caves, the Sphinx they were big, giant with the big nose, like that looks like mine and my dad's and my mama's. Look just like that. Not that I have a big, and I don't care if I have a big.
I
I'm just
do. I
saying.
have a big nose, and I'm proud of my big nose. But go ahead. You're
Hey,
right.
get
Though.
it then, get it then, get it then, get it then. That's all I'm saying. And
You know what I mean?
there's a reason why they didn't want you to know that Black people built the pyramids.
And you know what I
There's
mean?
a reason why they didn't want you to know that
You're
every
absolutely
step
right.
that you take, the can opener, the light bulb, the television, all of that is invented by Black people that look just like you.
Facts.
Always be proud of who you are. Stand in it. My
Mm.
dark skin, my big
Stand
lips,
in
my
it.
big ass, my big breasts, my big everything.
Don't be ashamed. See, that's the thing. Because when I was growing up, that they tried to make me ashamed of that.
Yep.
Look at your nose.
Yep.
You got to because you know I had a
Yep.
big nostrils, big nose. Now
Do
so
y'all
what?
remember the
That's beautiful.
story of Henrietta Lack?
Yep.
Remember the story of Henrietta Lack?
Her blood is
I do
killing
not.
all the diseases out right now. Her blood cells, hers, a Black woman. The original human being was a Black. I was reading the Bible, y'all. Thank you, God, for my husband, my kid's daddy. I was reading the Bible, y'all. Promise you. And he was like, "You got to get into that Bible. He's where he's supposed to be. You got to get into that Bible. Got to get into the Bible." The Bible says that God made Adam and took a rib, put him in a deep sleep, took a rib out, right? And made Eve. And Adam named every fowl, cattle, anything, flower, whatever on this earth. And guess what? He got the name Eve. And he said, "I named Eve because she's the mother of everything." Imagine that. So when the scientists found the original human being, which was a woman, in Africa, they named her Eve. Oh, y'all, this is so
What?
spiritual. It's
No,
so real.
but tell about Henrietta Lack.
Okay, but my thing is, I need to let folks know you're more than a booty shake, what's that? Whatever that dance is, and all that. You're so
Whatever them
smart.
ratchet dances they doing out here now.
Yeah, we're so much better. There's a girl called Red something,
Sexy
and
Red, yeah, I know she's
it
trash.
hurts me so bad.
I know
It
that our children are
that she
emulating
said,
her. Exactly.
yeah, like,
Yes.
and my daughter was like, "Well, Mom, what about little Kim?" I said, "Little Kim had a story." She said, "Yeah, I put that shit on my back, and I took it to New York because I needed the money for to feed me and my family." Sexy Red is talking about suck her toes. Bit little girl, what are you? What?
It's
There
out of
has to
control.
be a means to. When I say rap was a means to an end, they were rapping so that they could get money to feed their family. KRS-One will tell you we used to eat beans, but and Biggie will tell you. In my birthday, we did this. That now we sip champagne because we Thursday. There's a whole reason behind rap back in the day. I'm gonna get from
I
my
agree.
means to my
I
end.
agree. I agree. Yes. Yes. And now they're just out to, the clout chase and is be as ratchet as they possibly can. I think it's a ratchet contest. Who can be the raunchiest? And Nicki Minaj, Sexy Red, Megan the Stallion. They're on the front lines. But anyway, let me continue. I digress. But yeah. So let's continue on, ladies and gentlemen. Black History Month. But see, those are some of the things that we need to start being aware of. All right, when our children are watching, man, because it's bad for the culture. All right, our children are being brainwashed by this trash out
Yes, Lord, Father God in heaven,
here.
fix it.
So yes, but all right. So first of all, before we get into the 13 Black inventors, all right, I got a whole pack, you know, uh, something put together for you guys. But before we get into that, all right, I want to talk a little bit about Target. All right,
Yeah.
Target, yeah, they decided. I don't know if they put it out specifically for Black History Month or if they've already had this in rotation, but they have this history, this civil rights history, magnetic history activity kit. All right,
Mm-hmm.
and there's an issue with whoever published it, okay, because there's a
It was
misprint.
a white company. It was
Yeah,
a white
it's a
company.
white company called Bendon or
Right.
Bendon, Bendon. Okay, and I researched
Right.
them yet, so there's a misprint. All right, so I have a little video that'll tell you a little bit more about it, and then we're going to talk a little bit about that. Because see, these are the things why I reinforce the fact that we need critical race theory. We need to teach our Black history. We need to teach our Black children the correct history because you go to Target and try to buy these little activity kits trying to teach your children. If you don't know, it's the blind leading the blind.
And it's
Thank
all lies.
Then it's all lies. But thank goodness this history teacher, all right, she decided she wanted to grab some of them up, and for her children. Her name is Issa or Isa Tay. TikToker. Shout out to Isa Tay. All right. So she decided to pick up this activity kit for her child. And she looked at it and seen it was, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's something wrong here. So hold on a second. Here we go. I'm going to play this real quick and we'll be right back.
So I went to get my kids this little magnet learning activity since Black History coming up from Target. I don't know who's in charge of Target, but these need to be pulled off the shelves like immediately. So I teach U.S. history, I study history, got my major in social studies, and I noticed some discrepancies like as soon as I open this. Like I said, these need to be pulled off the shelf. For starters, this is not Carter G. Woodson. This is W.B. Du Bois. Peep the stash, peep the stash. They got the name wrong. This is not W.E.B. Du Bois. This is Booker T. Washington. Peep the little fancy bow tie, peep the fancy little bow tie. And then this is not Booker T. Washington. This is Carter Woodson. You can see clearly the similarities. I get it, mistakes happen, but this needs to be corrected ASAP.
10 Talents, T, that. What do you think about that?
I think it's a farce, and they'll do anything to make money. And and we be so gullible to find out about our own, because you need somebody to look up to. You really do. You need somebody to give you that, hey, well, I can be this, I can be that, because you ain't got nobody to look up to nowadays. For real, you don't. You don't.
You know.
So
No, who can
now
I look up to? Certainly not Oprah, trafficking
so,
kids and all that. No, I can't look up to her.
so
Tyler
we all
Perry.
know that they have put Beyonce's face under a different name. They put all the very famous people's name under a different name and published it in well-known newspapers. So with that being said, they don't listen. Why would I ever? There's a black owned company who does this for a living. This is all they do. Why wouldn't Target hire them? Why would you hire a white company to
Because it's
put
too much like
black?
right
Can
to
I
talk
finish,
about black.
please? Can I
White
please
people will.
finish? Can I please finish? Can I please
Yeah,
finish?
yeah, yeah. Let
Why
her
would
finish,
you?
10 talents.
Why would you put a white company in charge of your African American or black? I'll say black memorabilia or history. That doesn't even make sense. When there's this black dude that does nothing but that all day. He has cards, he has a game, all types of stuff. Why not hire him? Because they don't care about us.
They don't
Currently,
care.
I have on my African American Target outfit from last year. Currently. And this year it was completely different from last year. Last year they had nothing but black people putting out. They have white folks putting out black memorabilia. How can you tell me my history? Because I damn sure can't tell you yours outside of and the history that you taught me is all a lie. Martha
Okay.
Ross did not sew a goddamn flag from America or a black woman. George Washington did not plant a tree. Like, it's all a lie. It's all a lie. But guess what? They taught it to us, and we had to figure out later on. Thank God I went to a small black Catholic school. Shout out to St. Benedict de Moore, formerly St. Richard's,
Okay,
formerly the
okay.
Hill District Catholic. But
Right,
anyway,
right. But you're absolutely right. It was all a lie. And
all of it.
that's why we need critical race theory. And it's not just because we're not just teaching slavery, it's black history, period. All right, because the history that we've been told is incorrect. It's incorrect. And everyone knows it. It's not like we're lying about it, it's facts. So let's get back to the publishing company. All right. Ben Don Publishing, and they're the publishers of the game itself. All right, let me pull the game back up for those that are not familiar, just tuning in. This is the activity game that's over there in Target. All right, so Bandon, whatever the name is, publishing. All right, these guys, they're an American publishing company that publish children's books. All right, so I wonder how many other books have they made mistakes on? I mean, honestly, because this is going out to millions and millions of people, and there's misprints in it. And so this is the mistake that they put on it. All right. So they switched up W.E. Du Bois. All right. They switched up Carter Woodson, and they switched up Booker T. Washington. They mixed them all up. I guess they considered, all black people look the same. So it didn't really matter. But honestly, I believe that that is it's a travesty, man. It's a travesty that they're doing this. And from what I hear, they've been told about this several times before and have done nothing about it. Said, "Oh well, whatever. We really didn't want to put it out there anyway, so it is what it is." But yet, for those that care, let Target know. Let Target know about how you feel about this. All right, because this is ignorant and disrespectful. Let me play this one more time for those that are just tuning in.
So I went to get my kids this little magnet learning activity since Black History coming up from Target. I don't know who's in charge of Target, but these need to be pulled off the shelves like immediately. So I teach U.S. history, I study history, got my major in social studies, and I noticed some discrepancies like as soon as I open this. Like I said, these need to be pulled off the shelf. For starters, this is not Carter G. Woodson. This is W.B. Du Bois. Peep the stash, peep the stash. They got the name wrong. This is not W.E.B. Du Bois. This is Booker T. Washington. Peep the little fancy bow tie, peep the fancy little bow tie. And then this is not Booker T. Washington. This is Carter Woodson. You can see clearly the similarities. I get it, mistakes happen, but this needs to be corrected ASAP.
ASAP, y'all. And like I said, so Bandon Publishings, all right, which produces books for stickers, dress up dolls, and other magnet kits. All right, they do a lot of kid stuff. Okay, they did not immediately respond. All right, no, they like I said, they knew about this. They didn't immediately respond for comments, but on Saturday, the magnet kit was not listed amongst their titles of company web on their company website and Amazon page. All right, so Target said in a statement that it would no longer sell the kits online or in the store, and that it had ensured that the product's publisher is aware of the errors. All right, so that's Target's explanation, and Bandon, they don't even care. Like I said, they've been noticed, they've been notified, and have done nothing about it. They don't care. And like I said, these guys, they're responsible for a lot of children's books out here. So, we really need to take heed to that, man, and bring Bandon, make them understand the severity of the situation. All right. So let's continue on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep it moving. We got another story. Before I get to the 13 Black inventors, all right, I want to get one more story out before, all right? 10 Talents, T-Dot, you still there?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right.
I'm paying my bills.
All right. Now, here in Pittsburgh, up in Penn Hills, okay, there is a wing shop, all right, up there in Penn Hills called Big Shot Bob's. Big Shot Bob's.
Yes.
Okay. The manager, all right, so I had to research the story, make sure it was, the receipts were crispy. The manager himself there, recorded himself saying some real outlandish things about African Americans, recorded that and uploaded it to social media. Now, the owner of the establishment said, "Oh, I'm not that type of dude. That's not me. No. But why would you have this type of manager running your establishment? You know what I'm saying? 10 Talents, T-Dub.
So,
Why would you have this type of manager running your establishment? All right, and I know you guys are buddies. I know you guys talk. I know. I don't even know these guys. I've never been in this establishment before, but you would think this is your manager that's running your store.
And what did he say?
The owner claims he's not that type of individual.
What did he have up, Debonair? What did he have? I didn't hear what you said. The manager posted.
Okay, well, I'm about to show you. Hold on, real quick. Okay. I'm gonna show you real quick. Then we're gonna come back and talk about it. So, this is the news clip first. All right, and then we go.
That now viral video works here at Big Shot Bob's at Penn Hills. He is the manager. In that video, you can see him screaming racial slurs and then shooting off a loaded gun. Take a look. In the video, you can see a man at gun range. Before he takes aim, you hear him scream this. Stop, you expletive N-word. Then he fired off a round of shots. The video of the man was posted to social media and has now been shared more than 500 times. Completely disturbing. I felt like that it's just, it's unbelievable. Erica Johnson says she is a customer at Big Shot Bob's Penn Hills location until she saw the video.
So we're good enough to give you our money, but this is how you really feel? No, he is a disgrace.
Community members we spoke with today say while they are disturbed, they aren't surprised.
His behavior has always been questionable. Okay, carries a gun, he's kind of rude, and he makes distinctions between people.
The owner refused to do an interview, but in a letter said the manager had been fired and said, quote, he is not that kind of person. Community members disagree.
That was no accident. That it comes from here. Let's come from here.
The NAACP and Alliance for Police Accountability are now calling for a full police investigation. Right now, there are no charges.
You have an individual enjoying shooting a gun, targeting blacks.
I think we need to take a case like this very seriously, not wait for something to happen.
While there are more than a dozen Big Shot Dog restaurants here locally, this one is independently operated. In Fifth Hills, I'm Ty Kirkland, Channel 11 News.
All right. So I think basically all this was intentional because, he recorded himself where he had someone record him and he uploaded it to social media. So,
Okay, can I say something?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so about maybe 10 years ago, we were introduced to Big Shot Bob's, and they told us, me and my husband, you got to give us 15,000 down, and you pay monthly to use the name. Now they were able to. What they told us they were going to do is whatever flavor wings we wanted, they would name them, like say, Pittsburgh, whatever I wanted them to be named, they would be named. Okay, cool. But you had to continuously pay them 10 grand a month, something like that, some awful retarded number. I said, if I'm going to open up a wing shop, it will be called P Dubs. Why do I need your name to make good wings? If I cook good food, I don't need your name. Hold on.
Right.
So, but wait a minute. So I said, I'm good, thanks. I told my husband I don't want to be a part of that. He was like, okay, babe, we ain't got to forget it. One of our workers, a company I work for, one of our workers and her husband bought into Big Shot Bob's, right? Got the wing, did the thing, all of that. She had a little baby, and she was making it work the best she could, simply because black woman working it out. What she do?
Right.
The area, which is, I'm gonna say 12 feet away from where that guy was, caught on fire. It's now a car wash. He didn't give her a dime, and he was negligent. And what was sad was her little boy, who was about 6 at the time, was upstairs where the fire started. See, this is what I'm saying. I knew there was something going on with him.
He was shiesty.
Right. We need 15 grand down, and I think it was 5,000 a month to utilize the name and to utilize the sauces. I can make my own sauce. That's nothing. And then when our worker, young lady we know, and her mate, bought into there, gave him the money, and the building caught on fire, he didn't give him a dime. He didn't split the insurance
or anything with him.
He didn't do anything. He told him, you asked, and all the shit, excuse my French, all the wings, all the sauces, all of that went up in smoke. And guess what? He was like, your SOL, that's on you. Figure it out.
Wow.
And that's what Big Shot Bob does. And guess what? He can call me, take me to court. Guess what?
You got receipts.
I can call the girl right now. I got the phone
receipts.
number.
That's right.
I got receipts. I can tell you. Listen. So whatever's whatever, but that dude is Big Shot Bob, whoever he is, management, owner, is a clown.
Shiesty.
They don't love black people. They never have. They started out, I think, in like Port McKees Rock, something like that. You know, what I'm trying. It is what it is.
I know. With Big Shot Bob's,
Right.
it's a franchise, but this particular,
Yes, it is. But
yeah,
there is an owner.
yeah, but this one here, yeah, he owns this.
There is an owner. He was just
Mm-hmm.
a franchiser.
Mm-hmm.
Right. This which I would have been, which my worker was.
Mm-hmm.
You're just a franchise. There's still a CEO.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the way he did her and her mate hurt me to my existence because they really were trying to make it work.
Right. Right. And that's
And
ignorant.
that's the difference in a CEO and a person who cares about their employees or their franchisers.
Mm-hmm.
He's not that dude.
No.
And that dude with that gun, that's
And that
what
was
they
his
think about
manager.
us.
That was his manager. So they're always around each other. He hired him. Okay. So
That's
he
right,
had
y'all. You know what? Let me tell
to
you
know the
something,
type of
Devin
person
Bear.
he is. Go ahead.
People figure I'm all about black. It's not all about black. But if you go to the Asians, they only shop Asian. If you go
That's
to the
right.
Jews, they only shop Jews. If you go to they only shop their own Arabs. Why? What? And when we say we only want to shop our own,
Oh man.
everybody turns it into,
It turns
oh,
it
y'all
into
racist. This, that, and
all
the
hell
third.
breaks
But when the
loose.
Jews
Yes.
say it, the Arabs say it, and the Asians say it, y'all all
It's
with it.
okay.
But when we say
Right.
it, we're racist. We're not racist. If I look out for my own, how am I racist?
Mm-hmm. See, that's what Marcus Garvey was standing for. He was trying to get people to understand and rise up
But
and
see,
unify
we've
in their
been so
blackness.
separated and divided because guess what? If you go into an office, thank God I work. Thank God. Thank you, God. Thank you, Father. You go into an office that's managed by white folks, they separate the black people and try to turn them against each other because they know if they get together, it's on and cracking.
Right.
You go into any retail, whatever, and there's black people, they try to divide them and turn them against each other. That we have to be smarter. Why would I go to Big Shop Bob's? Listen to me. Why would they go to Big Shop Bob's and across the street is a black owned company that 10 Talents that's on the phone right now
Mm-hmm.
shop that regularly. And the food is just as good, if not better.
Oh yeah, shout them
But
out.
listen, hold on. I'm not done. Why would they go to Big Shop Bob's and a mile up the street is what's that black boy, the Spot? And them listen, my little boy loved them wings. I love them wings. My family came from Detroit. My husband's family came from Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Now we know Detroit is all black and they do what they do.
Right.
We went there because I told my husband's cousins, which I call them my cousins. I said, I got some wings for y'all. Come on, we gonna go. We went there. They was like, these wings is good as heck. That's what I'm saying. Why would you waste your time at Big Shop
Big
Bob's, a
Shot
white
Bob's.
establishment, when up the road is the Spot? The wings is bomb, 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 bomb.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because
We gotta do better.
yeah. We need to advertise more for our black owned businesses as well.
We gotta do better. We gotta do better.
But wait a minute. This is what I don't understand. The lady said when she go in there, he has
They
an
act
attitude.
funny.
It's
Come
a
on,
problem.
come on,
Right.
Then
come on.
how
Tell
do
us.
you want somebody fixing your food
Come
with
on,
an
tell
attitude?
it.
The problem. You don't know if he peeing in it. He
Come on,
wiping
tell it.
doo doo
You don't know.
booger.
We don't know what he's doing in there.
Man, when I see like I can't eat from you, and I'm
I
not.
can't. I know.
I'm not because wait a minute. What's that one in on Frankstown?
Fishing
I come in
hooks.
there. I got a keen sense of smell. I said you didn't wash this chicken. He said no, the grease did. I said what? He said you put it
Oh,
in
wow.
that hot grease and it do everything. I said no, it don't. That chicken need water and some type of vinegar or something to wash that grime and stuff up off of it.
He
I said
said
no, and I
the
stopped eating
grease
there.
did.
And so, yeah, he said the grease did it because the grease is so hot. But you can smell, chicken has this smell when it's not right and it's not washed.
Right.
And why would you go and sit and eat somewhere and somebody, you can pick up prejudice. This is why it's good to have a relationship with God because your Holy Spirit intunes you. It ain't something right ain't here. And then I'm putting what you cooking for me in. Wait a minute. I was in what is it? Across the street from the office, Little Nippers. I'm in there. I used to get their ham and sausage hoagie cooked the way I want because I'd stand and I'm running back through. I watched him drop a hoagie on the ground,
Oh,
pick it up and wrap it up. I said, what? I said, you gonna sell that after people done walk back here, stepping in spit, shit, and piss, and you gonna wrap it up and let somebody come in here and buy it? I left. I said, They're gonna say you got to pay for this. You ordered. I said, I bet I don't. It might have fell
Wow.
back behind, and I just didn't see. I bet I don't pay for it.
Wow.
You got to watch where you eat. You
You
better sort of
definitely
your
do.
own.
Hey, look, I watched Chef Ramsay Kitchen Nightmares. So, you know what I mean? So I know. I've seen the conditions in a lot of these restaurants, man. They look good
Yeah,
on the outside, and but when you go behind that kitchen, go look up underneath the hood, man, you
right.
got
But
all type of discrepancies: rats, rodents, insects. Oh man, you
and
name it.
people's nasty.
Yeah, and then
We
they
got
don't
sick from some
use
guy
proper
from
hygiene.
Olive Garden. He was coughing and stuff. No.
Yeah, so yeah, you definitely have to watch, where you
Yeah.
eat and whose food you eat.
Well, I
Because
hope nobody go back to Big Shot Bob's.
I'm particular about that. So yeah, but
Eating
but
boogers
anyway,
and pea wings.
Big Shot Bob's, like we were saying in the previous broadcast, 2024 is the year of exposure. Okay,
Yeah,
all of the
good.
nonsense is coming to light. All y'all racists out here, okay, all y'all pedos, everything is coming to light. Every people are being exposed. So,
Yeah.
and I'm thankful for that, though. When the enemy is exposed and we know, what he's doing, what he's up to. He can't surprise you anymore. He can't get
No.
people going over to and buying wings from him, and making him rich. And he thinks and
Yeah.
believes the way he does.
And he got nerve to hate the people that's doing it. That's crazy.
Exactly.
That's not the
Exactly.
first one. Y'all remember um in California, that 15-year-old girl in 1985. I was a kid. I remember that. And Debonair, you my age, we remember that. Like her name was something like Shaquila something. And he said she stole a pop out of the store, Asian, and he shot her. But I remember when I was a young person, young, like when I had like 20, when the Asian hair stores first popped up. And you go in there and get whatever, the gel for your hair or whatever, and they following you around.
Oh,
I
everywhere
remember I had a nail salon in East Liberty. I'm old. Anyway, and I said to my husband, I said to him, I said, babe, they're popping up. So we were on Highland Avenue. So if you're from the city, you from Pittsburgh, you know what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
So across the street from it was John Eagle, it was a Cleaners, it was us, Inventors. There was a Jamaican bar down the street. Sears was on the corner across the street from the church. Long story short, I said to my husband, they're popping up everywhere. And I'm like feeling some kind of way. And my husband was like, competition make you better, babe. That's what that do. And I was like, shit, say it again.
Okay.
And then my sister said to me, I was like, they talking about us. I'm
Right.
teary eyed.
Right.
And my sister said, they talked about Jesus. Who is you? And I was like, well, damn, way to put it in perspective. Thank you. I appreciate that. So they've been in our community. And if y'all do an investigation, the whites didn't want them, the Asians or Arabs in our community. So they sent them, in their community. So they sent them to our community for pennies on a dollar to buy that building. That's how they got in our communities, if you don't know. You can Google it. I'm not making up a story.
And that's how they get to multiply the wealth that should have been ours.
That should have been ours in the first place. That's right.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
right.
Yep. They give them the loans and everything.
Right.
Yep. That's right.
Right. So the Chinese store can come in our community and make millions and millions and millions of dollars. And the Arab store can come in our community and make millions and millions and treat us like shit.
I know. It's out of control.
Okay, can talk to your kids like they garbage, can talk to you like you're a like you ain't got the money to pay, like
Hmm.
you just looking. I'm a very indecisive person. It takes me a minute to figure out what I need or what I want, or unless
Okay,
I'm
can I
like
get a
me.
minute? Can I get a
Can
minute
I thank you?
so
That's
I
in there.
can
Can I get a
find out what I
moment,
want?
please? Thank you. But when you come in there like that, they're behind, especially when I was younger, like in the 20s and stuff, they're the first to say, they're following you around. So now I'm
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
yeah. What
So
you
now
want?
guess what?
What you
Guess
want?
what? I'm
Buy.
going to Sally's. And
You
Sally's
buy.
may not have what I want, but I'm going to Sally's and I know that's a whitey, but they ain't following me around like this one.
Exactly. So, but big shot Bob's. We people need to protest against that
Yeah, they need
ignorance
to shut them
and that
down.
racism. All right,
Because
Stop going there, y'all.
stop.
When the spot is up the street and the wings is way better,
Way
and
better.
they're not like, how big Big Shot Bob's wings are.
I don't
Those
know.
are steroid wings.
Yeah, I've
They're
never
full of
been there. That's,
child bath.
see, I've never been
They
there,
full of
so
boogers, BM,
I don't know.
P, all kind of stuff.
But I never
They done,
been to
they
Big
done
Shot Bob, so
put them,
and
they
I
done put
and
them
I
on the floor and fried them.
I never
They done
I've
will.
stepped
never been
on
to
them,
Big Shot
spit on
Bob.
them.
Me either. So
The
Well,
only time I was at
the
Big Shot Bob's
the girl
when
used to
our
work.
worker was cooking
Right,
the
she
wings,
used to bring
she
us.
owned the little
She would
space.
bring us stuff.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
okay.
That's right.
That's nothing but love right there. All right, y'all. So we're gonna move on. So we banning Big Shot Bobs, man. No more Big Shot Bobs. For those that live in Penn Hills,
Go
man,
to the spot, y'all.
leave them
Go
alone.
to that black place across the street.
Leave them
Like,
alone.
come on.
That's right.
And there's a bar further down the street, like you're going to the city. That little cigar bar, they cook food and it ain't bad.
Okay.
My husband's friend owns it. The food ain't bad.
All right.
Come on.
Yeah, man. Quit running over there to nonsense.
It
All right.
doesn't come on, it doesn't even equate, because the Asians, the Arabs, and the Jews would never, ever, ever, ever participate.
No. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to it. I made you wait long enough. All right, we're going to go to the 13 black inventors, all right, that have changed the world. All right, shout out to Historyville, all right, for this clip.
Amen.
Hold on.
Thomas Jennings was the first African-American person to receive a patent in the United States, paving the way for future inventors of color to gain exclusive rights to their inventions. Born in 1791, Jennings lived and worked in New York City as a tailor and dry cleaner. He invented an early morning of dry cleaning and dry scoring and patented in 1821. People objected to an African American receiving a patent, but Jennings had a loophole. He was a free man. At the time, U.S. patent laws said the slave master is the owner of the fruit of labor of the slave, both manual and intellectual, meaning slaves could not legally own their own ideas or inventions. Several decades later, Congress extended patent rights to all African American individuals, both slaves and freedmen. Jennings eventually used the money from his inventions to free the rest of his family and donate to abolitionist causes. Born Sarah Breedlove in 1867, Madam C.J. Walkers is often referred to as America's first self-made female millionaire. Her early life was filled with hardships, and at the age of 20 years, she was both an orphan and a widow. Breedlove's fortunes changed after she moved to St. Louis, where her brothers worked as barbers. She suffered from hair loss and experimented with various products, including hair care recipe developed by an African-American businesswoman named Annie Malone. Breedlove became a sales representative for Malone and relocated to Denver, where she also married her husband, Charles Joseph Walker. Soon after, she began selling her own hair-growing formula developed specifically for African-American women. Breedlove renamed herself Madam C.J. Walker, heavily promoted the product and established beauty schools, salons, and training facilities across America. She died a famous millionaire and is today considered to be one of the founders of African American hair care and cosmetics industry. The ironing board is a product that is used possibly just as much as it is overlooked. In the late 19th century, it was improved upon by Sarah Boone, an African-American woman who was born a slave, one of the first Black American women in U.S. history to receive a patent. She expanded upon the original ironing board, which was essentially a horizontal wooden block originally patented in 1858. With Boone's 1892 additions, the board featured a narrower and a curved design, making it easier to iron garments, particularly women's clothing. Boone's design would morph into modern ironing board that we use today. With only an elementary school education, a Black inventor, and a son of a slave, Garrett Morgan held patent on two of today's most important devices, the gas mask and the traffic signal. His technical and problem-solving skills propelled him to success. At the beginning of his career as an entrepreneur and inventor, Morgan created the first chemical hair straightener product, ultimately launching his own business, G.A. Morgan Hair Refining Company. Along with that success, Morgan also started a sewing machine repair company and a newspaper, the Cleveland Call. However, it was until 1914 that Morgan's most established achievement came into play, patenting a breathing device, the first ever gas mask. 2 years later, Morgan and his brother donned the device after a natural gas explosion on the Lake Erie and saved the lives of 2 workers. But Morgan wasn't finished saving lives. After witnessing a terrible car accident, the inventor decided that roads needed a device to determine when cars and pedestrians had the right of way. His solution was the traffic signal, which he patented in 1923.
Man, I didn't know none of that.
The use of elevators in everyday life keeps people from committing to long and grueling climbs up several flights of stairs. However, before the creation of elevator doors that close automatically, riding a lift was both complicated and risky. Before automatic doors, people had to manually shut both the shaft and elevator doors before riding. Forgetting to do so led to multiple accidents as people fell down elevator shafts. When the daughter of African-American inventor Alexander Miles almost fatally fell down the shaft, he took it upon himself to develop a solution. In 1897, he took out a patent for a mechanism that automatically opens and closes elevator shaft doors, and his designs are largely reflected in elevator use today.
That was the first one for me too.
Businessman and inventor Alfred L. Crowell was born in 1866 in Virginia, shortly after the end of the American Civil War. Growing up, Crowell worked for his father in the carpentry trade, during which he became interested in mechanics. He was later sent to Washington, D.C. to study at the Wayland Seminary, a school for recently freed African Americans founded by American Baptist Home Mission Society. After a few years at school, Crowell moved to Pittsburgh, where he worked as a porter in a drugstore and a clerk in a hotel. While at the hotel, Crowell noticed ice cream servers had difficulty scooping ice cream. Influenced by this challenge, Crowell came up with the ice cream molder and disher, which was designed to keep ice cream and other food items from sticking. He patented his idea in 1897, and the invention spread like wildfire. Unfortunately, Crowell's name was rarely associated with the device, which began popping up across the United States. Crowell died from tuberculosis on May 6, 1919. He was 52. In 1891, anyone interested in mailing a letter would have to make the long trip to the post office. Philip Downing designed a metal box with 4 legs, which he patented in October 27, 1891. He called his device a street letterbox, and it is the predecessor of today's mailbox. It would protect mail from theft and poor weather conditions and expand the postal system, allowing people to mail letters without having to walk to the post office.
Wow. Caller ID.
Born in August 1946, Shirley Ann Jackson is a physicist, researcher, and inventor. She was the first African-American woman to earn a PhD from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT. Curious as a child, Jackson grew up with an incredible interest in science and maths, conducting experiments with her father, and eventually graduating as a valedictorian from a 1964 class at Roosevelt High School in Washington, D.C. After graduating MIT with a PhD in theoretical solid-state physics, Jackson worked for AT&T Bell Laboratories. During a time at Bell, Jackson conducted breakthrough research that enabled the later inventions of the touch-tone phone, caller ID, and call waiting.
Yeah, did you know that, 10 Talents?
No.
I know.
I mean, I knew some because when we used to go down there and do our Thanksgiving thing, they had a big giant list. But no, I didn't learn none of this in school.
Me neither. Me neither. This is my first time watching this. So, all right,
Yeah.
let's continue on.
That's why I said things would have probably turned out different.
In the 19th century, the average
they
person
knew.
couldn't afford shoes. This changed thanks to Jan S. Mazaliga and immigrants from Dutch Guyana, now Suriname.
You know what? And that's true. They act like blacks never contribute anything. And if you look at this, then you know that they're absolutely wrong.
I know, and that's why our other kids, our younger kids, need to know.
They need to know this. Exactly. All
And
right.
you know what? If they would spend as much time as they do in these white schools and let somebody build black schools and teach and educate our children, man, they'd be going, because black kids are smart kids.
Mm-hmm.
They really are very, very smart and intelligent and has ingenuity and can put things together. But they just feel, well, it ain't worth it. Well, what can I do?
They don't have the
drugs
proper
or,
motivation.
Swing a mop. You know what I'm saying?
I think they don't have the proper motivation. Okay, right now, what's popular to them is these rappers and these artists out here, and these TikTokers and influencers. Yeah. So, but all right, let's continue on. All right, y'all, let's continue.
In the 19th century, the average person couldn't afford shoes. This changed thanks to Jan S. Mazaliga and immigrants from Dutch Guyana, now Suriname. Mazaliga invented an automated machine that attached a shoe's upper parts to its sole. Once it was refined, the device could make 700 pairs of shoes each day, a far cry from 50 per day than the average worker once sewed by hand. Mazaliga's creation led to lower shoe prices, making them finally within financial reach for the average American. Charles Richard Drew was an American physician, surgeon, and researcher who was born in Washington, D.C. in 1904. On a sports scholarship, Drew attended Amherst College in 1922, later attending medical schools in Montreal and becoming the first African American to earn his doctorate in medical sciences at Columbia University. Early during World War II, Drew helped to develop improved techniques for blood storage, ultimately organizing the first large-scale blood bank in the U.S. for American Red Cross. Drew started what would be later known as blood mobiles, which were trucks containing refrigerators of stored blood. These allowed for greater mobility in terms of transportation, as well as prospective donations. But after a ruling that African American blood was to be segregated, Drew resigned from the organization. He passed away in 1950 after a car accident, leaving behind his wife, Minnie, and their 4 children. He was only 45.
Wow, he was young.
Inventor, entrepreneur, and winner of diverse awards, Frederick Jones is one of the most innovative inventors of his time. In the 1930s, Jones designed a portable air cooling unit for trucks to transport foods, which he patented in 1940. Today called Thermo King. By 1949, Thermo King was worth $3 million and played a huge part in the preserving blood, food, and medicine during World War II. From portable X-ray machines to engines, Jones ended up patenting more than 60 ideas before his death in 1961.
So Thermo King, he was the man, he was the one that was behind Thermo King. Wow. Didn't even know that. All right, let's continue. And now this right here, the light bulb and the telephone, y'all.
After his father left, Latimer helped support his mother and family, lying about his age to enlist at 16 years old in the Navy during the American Civil War. After he was honorably discharged, Latimer worked as a draftsman at a patent firm where he not only learned mechanical drawing, but worked closely with Thomas Edison and Alexander Graham Bell. Latimer worked with Bell directly to help create the telephone, and he became an indispensable member of Edison's team in the creation of light bulb. Latimer came up with his own inventions such as an improved bathroom in railroad cars and an early air conditioning unit. A botanist, environmentalist, inventor, teacher, and celebrity, George Washington Carver is one of the most well-known African-American inventors of his time. Growing up, he often switched schools and lived with different foster families throughout the South, eventually earning his diploma at Minneapolis High School. Shortly after, he became a farmer until he went back to school. In 1891, Carver was the first black student at Iowa State Agricultural College, where he received both his bachelor's and master's degrees. He helped the poor agrarians by teaching them about fertilization and crop rotation, and since the region's primary crop was cotton, which drains nutrients from the soil, Carver conducted studies to determine which crops naturally thrived in the region. Carver also used peanuts to create more than 300 products ranging from laundry soaps to plastics and diesel fuel.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed that. 10 Talents. I know you knew about George Washington Carver.
George Washington Carver, of course.
I know, like he's the only one that I know a lot of black people know about. You know what I mean? He's the only one that I knew of out of this list.
I know, but it was a black man with that Alexander Graham Bell that did the telephone too. It was just so, and the light bulb, Edison. It was just so much. But they stole everything, and the blacks couldn't speak up for themselves. They'd get hung or shot or lynched or something.
Yes, they would. They get shot, lynched, hung, all of the above.
Take what they gave.
Yeah. They give you crumbs. Like, okay, that's a good invention. Yeah. Thank you, Mooley. Here's a couple crumbs. Go on, be somebody. Yeah, that's exactly how they treated us. Stole everything. I mean, but that's their MO. You know what I mean? That's their MO. Steal, kill, and destroy.
You gotta think and figure, how long should this go on? How long?
Right.
From the beginning, from my grandmother on, so now it's the same thing. Why?
Still going on. Right.
I don't understand.
That's the plan. And the plan's working well. Actually, now it's working by itself. It's a very insidious plan out here, y'all. But I mean, that's why we're here, 10 Talents. We're here. Hopefully we can, puncture through that nonsense, man, and try to reach the masses.
Power and authority that Christ Jesus gave us on the at the cross.
We got it. We got it.
Manifestation of the supernatural kind to bring some changes.
That's right. That's right, man.
Tired of talking.
Tired of it.
You talk to blue and gray in the face.
Yeah, and nothing's changed. They look at you and laugh at you,
Right.
and disrespects you.
They refuse to let you break the barrier. That if you ain't rapping and singing and showing your butt, you can't have nothing.
But
If
see,
you ain't playing football, you can't be a tycoon, a businessman.
no,
Look how
no,
Donald Trump get away with everything. No
yeah.
taxes. Killed his wife, Ivana, buried her in the back. Who say anything?
But
Nobody.
look, see the black people, what I'm saying, they'll allow them to be athletes, what I mean, because they have them under contract. If you play for us or we'll cancel you. You won't play for anyone. All right. So they have them, under a contract. So and then these entertainers, these rappers and these artists, they're put out here specifically, okay, to brainwash the masses.
To
All
undermine,
yeah,
yeah.
all of
And
their
they don't get
music,
that much.
yeah, and all these rappers, they won't push a rapper unless he's talking about shooting, killing, and stealing.
Right. But listen, Terrence Howard, the one that made It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp,
Yeah, hustle and
he only
flow.
had $12,000.
Oh
And
yeah,
they
for that
made
movie.
him
I know he's out here on a
he
campaign,
right,
to
but they made
expose
him
him.
sign that fictitious name, which that fictitious name paid him every time this movie's shown, every time that record sold, and he don't get nothing.
Yeah. I forget his name. I
That's
know
how they
somebody
did it, Roger
in the
B.
comment
Henson.
section, but yeah, every time that the music that was played in there, all the rapping and all that, he didn't get paid for it. The
Right, he
fictitious
didn't.
character that they created got paid for
Yep,
that.
yep, yep. So the people that own that fictitious character, they got paid.
I see
Now
La
you look at
Ratchet,
what's going on
E
with
and T out here. I appreciate the comments. So informative. I appreciate you. So I learn something new every time you watch the show. I appreciate you. Thank you.
yeah, Lorette is the
La
one that told
Ratchet,
us about Big Shot Bob.
I know.
Oh,
She,
we got to do that guy. 550 people make that 17 million, giving people chemo, killing them.
oh my goodness, that's definitely needs to be put out here, y'all. You know what I mean? So you definitely need, if you've gotten the fatal diagnosis, all right, make sure you get a second opinion. All right. That's gonna be next week's show. We're gonna talk a little bit about that.
A
I'm
man, y'all, that gave people
oh
chemo,
man, but see, it's all
didn't
about
have
money.
cancer.
It's all about money. And that's why I feel a
Yep,
lot of
he
these
made
individuals,
$17 million. Chemo is so expensive.
yeah,
They say that chemo, like for a series of like 5 different times a chemo, it's like $150,000 that they charge the insurance companies for. I mean,
mhm. The doctor gets a
it's
kickback. The
right. So,
hospital
but
get a kickback. Everyone gets paid
yeah,
off of
yeah,
you, off of
it's
your
crazy.
misery. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
exactly. So
Right.
why would we take the medicine that they're giving us? Because we all know, y'all know, back in like 2010, 2000, like 10, the FDA said that the people who sell the drugs can't come into the doctor's offices anymore and give them trips and boats and this and that and money and that. They can't do it anymore because it was legal back in the day. You could go into I was thinking about being a drug rep, because you could take your suitcase into the doctor's office,
And peddle your
give him,
wear.
wait a minute, like you said, pedal your wares, give him the samples, tell him, okay, we got a boat trip for you, da 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 da. These are
Yeah.
lobbyists.
Go ahead and
We
push
got a boat trip for you.
this
We
new
got this.
chemical.
And what made me think about it is I'm in the doctor's office. I see this woman go into the doctor's office. She got a suitcase. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And my doctor explained it to me. I was like, what the? Maybe I should do that. But God don't like you to do ugly. He don't play those games.
That's right.
But and for some reason, not for some reason, but the government said that they're not allowed to do that anymore. But of course they do it. It's just a sad deal. It's not up and front no more. So why take it away? If it's if it's not up front but it's still happening, why take it
What?
away?
Right.
When they tell you to get that pill that make your stomach flap, but you gonna have the shits and your heart palpitations, they don't care about what's going on with you,
No.
or it's gonna mess with your mental. They don't
They don't
care.
care. They don't care.
They were paid to peddle that drug to you.
That's it.
So
That's it. And that's
if
all.
you got a diagnosis from a doctor, go to 2, go to 3 different doctors and see if that's the truth.
I mean,
And
Don't
there
take the
are
slides from the first doctor. Tell them you need new slides or
there
new whatever
right new slides or new whatever you call it, right? But
test or whatever.
tests,
That's right.
but
That's right.
there are some doctors out here that are genuine. All right,
oh yeah, we know, we know,
I know a few of them that
right?
are genuine that will help you to the end and will recommend what they should recommend to you. All right,
Right.
I don't want to talk too much because we on YouTube, and you know what I'm saying.
Right, but you know what? The ones that God has placed in my path, I pray for them. I
Amen.
got their pictures in my Bible. But let me tell y'all this here. This one time, you know how you eat the candy for Christmas or Easter or whatever, and it don't just leave your system.
Mhm.
And I had went to the doctors one time, and they do your blood, and they run to see if you diabetes. My sugar was so high, but that was from all that candy I ate. But see, you can't explain that to them. He
Mm-mm.
wanted to give me some diabetic medicine, and
Oh
if he had,
no,
and if
oh
I had
no.
been dumb enough to take it,
You'd have
I
been
would have
dumb enough
been
to take it. You'd
become
have
a
been on it for the
diabetic.
rest of the year. Oh man,
Yep, I would have became
yep.
a diabetic.
We ain't claiming that.
So that's why everybody got to be careful. Try not to eat anything before you go to the doctor.
That's right.
Because that sugar level will be up, and they'll come talking about, well, your sugar's
Your
up, and
sugar's up
I
too
think you need
high.
to
Yeah,
try this
you need to try
pill,
this.
or you
Let's
need to do
try.
this, or you need to do that.
All
No,
right, all right, all right, Joe. I know. I love this. We want to get. I don't want to get too deep, man, and cross that barrier. You know what I mean? Then they try to block this video.
Can
So
I can I say this one thing?
go ahead, go ahead.
When you go to the doctor and they take your blood pressure, tell them to take it 3 ways: sitting, standing, and laying down.
Yep,
All right,
That's a true blood pressure reading.
right,
yeah.
right, right.
Sitting, standing, and laying down. Don't just take it while I'm sitting, because there's something called the white coat disorder. That means when a white coat come in the room, you get nervous. You start
And
to,
you know what? And
your high
that's
blood.
true.
Yes.
You just get
And
nervous just
then
going to the doctors, man. You know what I'm
listen,
saying?
and your feet
Period.
have to be flat on the ground, and make them wait. You can't just rush in from. I
Yes.
rush in from valet parking, and I'm trying to get to my appointment on time because of traffic or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm already
You're already
exerting.
nervous and jittery, and yeah, I mean, just and your
Exactly.
blood,
So
yeah,
they
your
soon as
blood's
they
pumping.
want to take your blood pressure, I told them,
Wait,
you
wait,
gotta
wait,
give me
wait.
10
Let me
minutes till
calm
I
down.
calm down.
Yeah, that's
Yep, I
right.
gotta calm down.
That's right. That's right. I mean, they know
Yep,
that.
and make sure
They
your
know
feet
that's
are
it.
flat on the floor, and make sure your hand is up towards your heart when they take your pressure, up towards your heart.
Right, right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. 10 Talents, T Dub, and myself. You know, we try to give you guys a little bit of information about African American history. All right, the inventors who changed the world, and this was just scratching the surface. This was just scratching the surface, y'all. There is a whole slew for another. Heck, man, I said we got
And let
to.
me tell y'all something. We took and modified the Cotex, right? And we sent all our stuff to Kimberly Clark. Kimberly Clark couldn't figure it out. So Kimberly Clark told us to draw a picture and send it to them. So we asked Kimberly Clark, what would we get? Oh, we wasn't gonna get nothing, but they was gonna take the picture that we modified and put it out. Still to this day, they still don't know how this here modification of the Cotex is. They could never figure it out because they got men doing women's work. A
Right.
man don't wear a pad. A woman do. So
Don't
that's
know
who
what
should
to
be
do with
making
it.
it. Until this day. And wait a minute, we had went so far, y'all, as we named it Dairyets. We was gonna have a whole line
Don't
of
be putting it
feminine
out there like
products.
that because somebody gonna take that, steal that. Be
They
careful.
can't. They can't. Well, yeah. But you know what? But they don't know. Well, they still don't know how it looked. They still don't know
They don't
nothing.
know. They don't have the blueprint on it. Yeah, right,
No,
right,
they
right.
don't.
Still,
No, they
yeah.
don't.
So just be careful what you say out
No,
here,
they
man.
don't.
Yeah, but yeah,
And I'm telling y'all, this is like 20, 25 years ago, and they still ain't got it.
still haven't made the modifications
No,
yet.
about 20 years ago.
That's all right. So that's what we need to do because if we don't, it doesn't get done.
But then another thing, when you go for a patent, then people at the
They try to
patent
block
place, they'll say to somebody else, they'll call their friend, hey, do this, do
you.
that. Oh no,
Mm-hmm.
we got this patent already. No, this ain't yours. No,
Mm-hmm.
it's all kind of games and treachery, y'all.
It is. It is. It is. It is.
So that's why we never did nothing. They won't know.
but we have to pay homage to the black inventors, entrepreneurs, that have went before us and has made things possible for us. So we're thankful for that. All right. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. 10 Talents, T-Dub, and myself. We will see y'all guys next Friday. All right. This is what we do. We'll be back next Friday at 6 o'clock. I think what next Friday is what? What's next Friday's date?
It's the 23rd. It's the 23rd.
All right. Yeah, we still in the month. All right, so we'll be coming with another
What you say? It's still in the month. It's still in the month. But guess what? After Friday of next week, we out the month.
Then we out the month.
We out.
Yeah. So we're gonna come with another one. This for next Friday. We're coming with another Black History. Something that y'all have never heard of, something you've never seen before, something to educate you, something you could teach your children, y'all. All right.
Yep. Didn't know that iron board your black people made that.
Didn't know that.
That ice cream.
Didn't know that. No, I did not know that. And I got another one for y'all that, say, like I said, this one here just scratched the surface. So I got another one for y'all that, really dig a little deeper. So I hope you guys tune back in. We enjoyed this little bit of time that we had together, like Carol Burnett. I'm so glad we had this time together. So, all right, y'all have a
together.
Right.
I love that show.
Me too. How she used to do the little tug of the ear at the end of the show.
And then she would tinker her ear.
Yeah, that was saying goodnight to her mom back
And
then.
They just celebrated her birthday.
Oh yeah.
She's still living.
Yeah, Carol Burnett, she's still alive.
Still look good.
Yeah.
They just celebrated her birthday.
Yeah.
What baby?
So all right, ladies and gentlemen.
She is an unsung hero.
She is.
Yeah.
She in comedy, and she's like a Jim Carrey in comedy. You know what I mean? And that's saying a lot for Jim Carrey.
Blonde, and you gotta have blonde hair and blue eyes for them to recognize you.
Mm-hmm.
So she didn't get the recognition that she deserved.
No, because she didn't fit that.
That shit was funny. Listen,
right, her and Lucy.
I still can watch Lucy and laugh.
To this day, I still do.
The first time I went to Disney World, I went through the Lucy thing, and it made me cry a little bit because I respected the fact that there was a woman, not just a white woman, a woman who stood for her man. She stood. Listen, they wanted her to. They said, "Listen, that Mexican or whatever. He's Cuban. That Cuban don't mean nothing to us. We talking about you." She was like, "If you ain't talking to him, you ain't talking to me."
Right. That's right.
So for me, that meant a lot.
That's right. That's right.
Because you're supposed to recognize my partner. Whether you like him, you don't disagree with it, whatever, you're supposed to recognize my partner. And she stood staffs in front. I mean, he was a dog, but whatever. I ain't got nothing to do with that. That's her business.
That was her business, but she stood for her man, though.
That's right.
Guess what? Their company was called Desi Lou.
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was.
Desi Lou Production. Desi Lou Production. That's right.
That's
right.
They did big things together.
Yep, the Untouchables. That was their stuff. A whole lot of stuff was their stuff. Yeah.
So, all right, ladies and gentlemen.
My husband had a lot to do with that. He wasn't just a pretty face. He was smart too.
He was a businessman.
So you got to give them both credit because they both did it.
Yes, they did.
She never got Lucy did, but Carol Burnett never got the recognition she deserved.
Nah, she didn't. She didn't. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope y'all had a wonderful time. We did as well. So,
for your family.
Yes.
That's all I got to say. Y'all have a great one.
Pray for your family.
Prayers, y'all. Do your repenting and forgive somebody.
That's right. Repent out here. All right, y'all. We love y'all. We hope y'all have a wonderful, blessed weekend. Stay focused. Oh, it's snowing out there for those here in Pittsburgh. So the weather is supposed to be a little rough. It's supposed to get a little colder. And the roads are supposed to get a little hectic. So be careful out there if you're out on the road, if you have to drive. All right. Have a blessed, safe, peaceful weekend. And we'll see you back here next Friday. All right. Peace.